Shalom, Shalom, Kol Leim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahabushai Bahashim Rakak Radash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Now, as you see on the screen, it says, can a black person, which there's no such thing as a black person, there's such thing as people of color, which go to nationalities like, Israelites, different shades of brown. Basically, every nation has melanin besides the so-called self-proclaimed white man, which are the Edomites. Okay, but it says, can a black person be Esau? Now, I'm going to answer this question to the scriptures, and it's always amazing how our people have a great abundance of Stockholm syndrome that's above and beyond that. The only word about massa, the only word about the oppressor, the only word about is the is our leader, as they see in their eyes. Is my dad gonna receive salvation? Is he gonna be forgiven for his iniquities, his transgressions, his sins, his evilness, his wickedness? Okay, but let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. We're going, go directly to the scriptures, and I don't want to write this out. This is edifying. Genesis 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And the first came out red. Okay, so this also shows and proves that the Edomites, okay, and furthermore, the progenitor Esau, they have no melanin. They blood shows forth through their skin. Okay, and why do you think these people have to have sunblock to be in the sun in the summertime? Why do you think it's more beneficial and more comfortable for them to be in cold weather? It's more comfortable for them to be in, in the mountains, in the caves, etc., where it's cool, where it's blocking the sun. All right. But this is a clear depiction, a visual of what Edomites look like. Now, I'll say this just to be balanced and just to be and to teach correctly and not have no errors or confusion. You are going to have Israelites that are going to look like Edomites, Ishmaelites, okay, Hamites, Moabites, Ammonites, okay, because your lineage, your nationality is declared by your father, okay? So if you're not having children, well, no, I'm not going to say that. Well, let's just say, again, the man determines your nationality, the man carries the seed. Okay, but our people have mingled with the other nations. So again, every Israelite right now in this captivity is not going to look like John Shaft, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Wesley Snipes, Denzel Washington, etc. Okay, but let's continue. Let's let the Bible speak, just to answer his question. Because again, remember what I just said. The man carries the seed. The man determines your nationality. Okay, so Edomites can lay with so-called Chinese, so-called Moabites, so-called Hamites, so-called Ishmaelites, and they'll still be the father of that seed, whether it's a male or female that's brought forth. And some of those seeds might not look like Edomites. They might look like, again, Chinese, Japanese, so-called African, But let's grab Matthew chapter 13. I'm going to start off at verse 25. Matthew 13, starting off at verse 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then there appeared the tares also. So amongst the Israelites, Okay, as this guy right here answered, guy or female, I don't know. I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl or a man or a woman. Can a black person be Esau, or can a so-called black person be an Edomite, which is how you should have asked it. Okay, but again, verse 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat. Now those tares are the seed of the wicked, which is the seed of the Edomites, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then have it tares? He said unto them, An enemy have done this. The servants said unto him, Will thou then that we go and gather them up? Now listen, pay attention. But he said, Nay, least while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. And the wheat is the Israelites. And furthermore, we're talking about the elect, okay, the first fruits, okay, the house of the water that's being built up right now before your eyes. Okay, that's the wheat. Verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, okay, which are going to be the angels, man. Okay, because you have to realize and look at this spiritually. Okay, you might have so-called you might have Edomites that are in the truth that look like Jakes, that might be preaching and teaching, because we also must remember, Israel, we also must remember and take note that these cave gorillas, these Edomites, these so-called self-proclaimed white people, they study us to a T. They do a diligent search. So you may have Edomites that look like full-fledged Jakes that might be, teaching in the truth, and also too, that's in the world, that's amongst our people, but their lineage, their pedigree, their nationality, their progenitor, okay, which is their forefather, goes back to a so-called self-proclaimed white man, which is an Edomite. All right, hope I didn't lose you there. Matthew 13, verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest, and at the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them up, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So that's the separation that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to bring forth in the very near future. And also too, because what I just said, let me reflect on what I just said about you may have, Edomites that look like Israelites, like Jakes, and might be teaching in the truth. Those might be some of those, so-called Jakes that had a certain position and was being covered at that time. Those Israelites that go off and start teaching about all heathens can be saved, Edomites can be saved. Those might be tares. Okay. Those people that teach that bullshit that heathens can be saved and Edomites can be saved, those just might be tares. Okay, but let's, go back to, because like I said, the man has a seed, you are what your father is. So let's grab his precept. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, starting off at verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man like to all, and the offspring of him, that's a man, that's not a woman, okay? That was first made of the earth, and that first man that was made of the earth was Adam. Continuing on, verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months. Now that's the correct time a baby is supposed to be in the womb of a mother. Okay, and why do you think, it's been said plenty of times by various brothers, a woman can only have a baby once a year? Because you have to figure, after that woman brings forth that child, she has to go through a cleansing process. Okay, and also too, she has to heal. Her quiver, her reproductive organ has to heal. You can't just go back in it. You have to go through a certain ceremony, a certain purification time for her, to be to go through that law. And then also while she's going through that, cleansing, that purifying process, she's also, taking the time to heal. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. So the man determines the nationality, and not only the nationality, the man also determines whether or not the child is going to be a female or a male. Okay, the man determines all that. All right. Again, not to take nothing away from the women, because the women do have, beautiful positions when it comes to certain things, and that's a beautiful position to be able to carry a baby and to have that baby's heart, organs, bones, eyes, everything being formed in that mother's womb. All right. But let's continue. Let's go back to St. Matthew 13. Okay, so that's just one scripture to prove that the man carries the seed, that you are what your father is. And we'll grab another precept after this. We'll jump back to Matthew 13. And I want to go to verse 37, I believe. Matthew 13, starting off at verse 37. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is of the Son of Man. Okay, and again, that's that, first fruits. That's that the elect. That's going to receive salvation. That's going to see Salaki. That's going to see the downfall of this rulership. Those are the ones that do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and that fear the Lord. Okay, Matthew 13, verse 37. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field of the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom. Do you hear that? The children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. And again, I'm using this to break it down on how this question that whether this is a Jake or a female, well, it's like it's still a Jake, but whether it's a man or a female, to break it down correctly to you, because I know what you're trying to ask, but I'm trying to break it down correctly and word it how you should have worded it. You're basically trying to say, can a so-called black person be an Edomite? Now, this right here is telling you, man, those wicked ass Jakes those wicked ass chocolate covered Edomites that look like Israelites that go back to Esau. Why do you think they so wicked? Because they are of their father, the devil, man. They have the spirit of Edomites, man. Okay, but they've been raised around the wheat. And again, like I stated, Edomites have studied and have done a diligent search of our people, man. They mimic us. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing with these Edomites that are chocolate covered Edomites that have been raised around Jake, learning the culture and growing up in that process. You really couldn't be able to tell them unless you're in his truth, because we examine the spirit. Okay, verse 38 again. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. And the devil, we know that the devil is the so-called self-proclaimed white man. And that word devil goes to the meaning of deceiver. And what has these people done? They deceived all the nations. They have exalted and lied and brought so much fraud and deceit that, everybody believed it. But all that is being revealed, is being demolished, is being destroyed right before your eyes, because the Lord is speaking through his prophets. The truth is flourishing and being brought forth. Okay, it's budding out right now as we speak, man. Okay. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Again, because it's going to come a time where it's going to be that acknowledgement of who are the wheats and the tares, who are the seed of the devil, the wicked one, and who are the seed of the righteous. Okay, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 40. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire. Okay, that's that that judgment. That's that the Lord's going to bring forth on Babylon, man. Them ICBM missiles, the chariots, all types of work that's going to be done within that hour while this place is being destroyed. So shall it be in the end of this world. Again, judgment, man. Okay, but let's I hope I didn't lose y'all. Y'all understood what I was saying. Let's go to the book of Numbers and again, I have another scripture on that the man carries a seed and that you are what your father is. Now I can go to Numbers chapter 1 verse 2, or I can go to Numbers chapter 2 and read verse 2, but we're going to go to the oldie but goodie. Let's go to Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees. They declared their pedigrees, their lineage, okay, after their families by the house of their fathers. Do you hear that? After their families by the house of their fathers. Now let's jump to Numbers 2 verse 2, because I like how this reads too. It's the book of Numbers chapter 2 verse 2. Every man, okay, of the children of Israel shall pinch by his own standard with the ensign. Okay, that word ensign, when I looked it up, it goes into nationality. Okay, with the ensign of their father's house. So this also proves that the man carries the seed. You are determined your nationality by your father. There is no such thing as a fucking mixed. Oh, I'm half Italian and the other half of me is Cajun fries. Oh, I'm half Vietnamese and the other half of me is straight nigga. Nah, man. Nah. But you know, that's the point on the lesson. But yeah, that's basically the point of the lesson. Basically, to put it straight and clear, you can have so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, Seminole Indians, so-called Hispanics, which are the real Israelites. You can have Edomites that actually look like our people, but their lineage, their pedigree goes back to the devil, to the wicked one, to Massa, to the adversaries. Okay, they some of them may look like us, may have melanin, but they bloodline, they pedigree, they lineage goes back to the so-called white man. And not only Israelites, you can have Edomites that look like Moabites. You can have Edomites that look like Ishmaelites, Hamites, okay, Ammonites. And the list goes on, because we must remember this man has been raping and robbing the world for over 500 years. So he's been spreading his seed everywhere. All right. So I hope that answers your question correctly. But to also to right now, to basically put you back in order in line, you're going off asking this dumb shit. You should be worried about your salvation and seeking your salvation. But let's get one more precept, and then we'll get 3 precepts on salvation. That's what you should be worried about. You're always worried about Massa, man. And also too, Salakia, Jake in general, you know, 2/3 of our people that are actually Israelites, some of them just wicked as hell, man. Because it also says in Jeremiah chapter 5, our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. So we must not forget that neither, too, because our people, Salakia, we must not forget that neither, because our people also have cleaved and take on to the customs of the oppressor, man. Okay, and elevated it. St. John, because this is what we do, and this is what you must realize too, man. All right? And you know, from this point on, man, if you see this video, from this point on, man, worry about salvation, man. Worry about pleasing the Lord. Worry about fearing the Lord. Worry about, you know, doing what the Lord told you to do, man. Stop worrying about the fucking so-called white man, man. That's all you jakes is worried about, man. And that's an issue with you niggas, man. St. John chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance. Okay, because again, you're going to have some of our people, Israelites, and also too righteous Israelites, you know, Adawan Ratazar, righteous Israelites that are attempting to do what the Lord told them to do, and they literally cleave to this gospel and break down scriptures, precepts correctly, man, that are going to look like other nations, man, but their spirit resonates as an Israelite, all right? And a lot of these other camps don't acknowledge that. You have to be crispy black to be an Israelite to them, man, all right? Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. And that's why we try the spirit by the spirit, man. You got to try the spirit, man. Okay, everybody's going through an examination, a test. All right. Well, let's grab some salvation precepts, because that's what you should be worried about, man. You should be worried about salvation, man. Instead of worrying about the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Psalms chapter 2, Verse 12, serve the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, with fear and rejoice with trembling. Do you hear that? Serve the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, with fear and rejoice with trembling, man. Serve the Lord, man. You know, I know you, Jason, you have certain questions you want to get answers to, but at the end of the day, man, you should be worried about your salvation, man. You should be worried about what you should be doing to receive a mercy, man, to receive a protection, to receive, guidance, man, by the Lord on the right hand side and not the left. Because if he put you on the left, he gonna lead you to your demise, your destruction, man. So that's what you should be worried about. You should be worried about serving the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, with fear and rejoice and always trembling, man. To be sincere, to be humble, man. Okay? Grab two more and we'll close out. Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That should be your main focus, man. Is to work out your salvation with fear in the Lord and trembling, man. Okay, and again, being obedient, taking heed to the instructions, doing as you're told, man. And you have examples from the elder apostles, elder bishops, elders on down, man, on how to be, man, how to go about things, how to serve the Lord, man, how to be in subjection, in submission to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and it also goes into, Romans chapter 12, verse 2, renewing your mind. And again, Ephesians 4, verse 4 and down, becoming that new man. Putting off the old conversation down in verses 25 to 26, I want to say, put off the old man, in them old conversation, them old ways, man. You have to change, man. Okay? Let's grab this last precept and we'll close out. Worry about salvation, man. Worry about fearing the Lord. Worry about serving the Lord. Worry about doing what's well pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? So you can have mercy. So you can receive salvation, man. There's the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 13, verse 14. Love the Lord, okay? Love the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all thy life, and call upon him for thy salvation. Again, Sirach 13, verse 14. Love the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all thy life, and call upon him for thy salvation. And again, that's what you need to be focused on, man. Your salvation. You need to be focused on loving the Lord. And how do you love the Lord? By keeping his commandments. Okay, and again, we can't keep every single commandment. We're in captivity. We're in this weak, corruptible flesh. But we attempt to keep the commandments that we can keep as much as we can. We attempt to, keep the law, statutes, and commandments as again, as much as we can. The ones that we can keep, we keep. All right. So, we're seeking salvation, man. And you just sitting back, you asking questions about, can a so-called black person be an Edomite? Which we have all asked that question. But at the end of the day, and also too, Salakia, before I forget, questions like this, you can just put in the damn search bar. You can put GMS such and such. It'll pop up. I promise you it'll pop up. Before you go on the comment board and ask somebody this question, man. Yeah, you Israelites, man, gotta stop being fucking lazy, man. Okay, because it's literally going to get to a point, because it's already, matter of fact, it's already getting to that point where a lot of elder apostles, elder bishops, and elders is just ignoring your questions, man. Focus on salvation. Focus on what you need to be doing, again, to please the Lord, fear the Lord, and what you need to be preparing yourself for, man. Okay? Focus on salvation. But I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray this was edifying, uplifting to the true, sincere Aki and Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Kol Holayim La. Abanaba Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakak Radash Wathawada Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakak Radash, for putting the spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, and brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. May the blessing and election and protection be upon you and your household. Adawan Ratazah. Until the next one. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.